Coming up next, how to capitalize on uncertainty. And then one thing you should think about every day. We'll take your calls and your chats, and it starts right now. Coming to you live from Ramsey Studios in Nashville, you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, how and where to get where you want to go. That's what we're going to focus on. Once you figure out that where, and there's multiple wheres, then what is the best path up those mountains? Or if it is a very clear mountain that you want to get up, then we're going to help you figure that out. There's 7 stages to meaning in your work, to truly stepping into that role you were created to fill through your work. You were created to contribute. We're going to look at the work contribution. And once you figure that out, Mondays become all about momentum, not misery. So if that sounds appealing to you, I've got some really good news. The answers are within you. It's my job to pull them out of you. So we'll give you the construct, the process, by allowing you to eavesdrop in on conversations. Then we'll give you direct access. You want to talk to me? You're one phone call away. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. The chat room is also available to you. We'll get to 2 or 3 of those every show, unless I get on a rant, which has been known to happen. And so just fire those questions right there in the chat room next to the video window. We'll get them to the laptop here, and we'll see what we can do. 844-747-2577. If COVID has taught us anything, and it has taught us a lot, one of the most important lessons we should be learning is that uncertainty is a certainty. And how we deal with uncertainty can be the difference in our lives. Because we're all going to face uncertainty. Have we ever faced it on the level or in the way that we've experienced COVID-19? No. However, as broad as it has been, as abrupt as it has been, there's still going to be a lot of uncertainty coming our way. And we've got to learn how to develop a muscle for that, a skill for handling uncertainty. And so I want to talk to you just very briefly about this developing the ability to handle uncertainty. And so I talk about this a lot, but I just want to mention a couple thoughts here. The first thought is this, is that you have got to take the reality of uncertainty, that it is going to happen, and just be mentally prepared each day. I don't know what's coming my way today, but I'm going to deal with it. That's the first thing. To have a mindset that you're certain that uncertainty is going to show up. So that way you're not shocked. You're not caught off guard. Is this about negative thinking, Ken? No. I'm not saying walking around fearful and sneaking around each corner. I'm saying do your deal, but know that part of your daily rhythm, uncertainty is a certainty. It's going to happen. So I know it's coming. I'm mentally ready. When it happens, all right, it's not a panic. Just have to deal with it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to deal with the uncertainties, the negative parts of things. So a lot of times there's a lot of failure. You might think, well, we're going to launch this product, we're going to launch this company. I'm going to go for this job, whatever it is. And everything looks like it's going to go well. We have the best intentions. That's a wonderful mindset to have, to be positive, to be optimistic rather. And then when it doesn't go our way and our expectations are here and then something completely differently happens, we need to stay there for the moment and not lick our wounds, but rather analyze what happened. And so failures need to become learnings. And even if you didn't do anything that failed, so we could call it rejections or being overlooked, all of these things can lead us to contemplation and analyzing what actually happened. What can I learn from this? This uncertain thing happened to me. What did I learn about how I reacted? What did I learn about what I actually did in the aftermath? What did I learn about the emotional spinoff or fall off, whatever it is, you've got to be able to dive into that and look at it closely so that you say, okay, this is something that happened and it has put me in a place of uncertainty. But what I can be certain of is there are lessons to learn. I can be certain that I can pick myself back up and keep going. So that's how to capitalize on this. And so that each time you are hit with something that really throws you off because of it's an uncertain outcome and it throws you into, whoa, what do I do next? Each time you embrace that and dive into it and learn from it, it makes uncertainty easier to deal with each time to the point that you can get really good at dealing with it. There are many professionals, by the way, who get paid a lot of money, who move up the ladder very quickly because of their ability to handle this very issue. They're just the kind of people that have built up this muscle, if you will, or if you want to think of it as a skill set, they go, boom, uncertainty comes my way, I got it. Bring it on. They get paid the big bucks to deal with crisis, uncertainty. And so to the extent that you can begin to develop that muscle, it's going to make you better, but it's also going to make you more valuable because so few people deal with uncertainty well. And COVID has taught us this. So we've got to wake up and be ready for it. Could be one of the most adaptable skills and marketable skills that you have. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. That's the number to jump in on the conversation. We're going to go next to Christina, who joins us on the line in Adele, Georgia. Hope I'm saying that right. Christina, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
I'm living the dream, Christina. What's up?
Well, I called in a few months ago, and your questions got me thinking about what I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I have narrowed it down, but I'm stuck again, so I'm hoping you're able to help.
All right. What are we narrowing it down to? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many options?
Just one.
Oh.
One as, sub B maybe. But I've been in the foreclosure business since 2008, and I'm really burnt out on it for the past 5 years. So I've decided we're in baby step 2 with Dave Ramsey's program. Mm-hmm. We have about 12 months left, so I want to wait until after we're done with baby step 2 mm-hmm. To start anything new. But I've really thought about going into investing and flipping. Mm-hmm. We purchased our own foreclosure house prior to Dave, and I did all the renovations on it myself and hired contractors and all that stuff, and I strangely really enjoyed the process. Mm-hmm. Although it's frustrating at times, I really enjoyed transforming this house and just seeing how much better it could become when nobody else saw it.
Yep.
So I really thought about wow, I really enjoy this, and it's different but the same at the same time. Like it's a new, different houses, but kind of the same gist of stuff. But I'm kind of stuck on where to start learning about it on baby step 2 that's not going to put us into any more debt. Yep. And something that I can kind of study at home and really get myself familiar because I work 70 hours a week and I homeschool 2 kids.
So. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. So what you're telling me is you're like you're a vampire of sorts, right? You just never sleep.
I don't sleep very much.
Wow. Bless your heart. Well, I tell you where I would start. I would look for books and podcasts. I would look for online courses, webinars. So some of these might be free, some you're going to have to pay for. But I would do the research on the products and resources out there on how to flip houses and do it, because some of this stuff is shysters. I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of it is they're going to try to get you to leverage debt. So you're heading into shark-infested waters.
Right.
This, okay? There's this one clown, I'm not going to say his name, but he's all over the internet and he's in love with himself and he takes shots at Dave Ramsey all the time. And he's willingly leading people into destructive debt. So you got to be very careful because there are people out there who will just tell you to leverage everything to the hilt to get into this. What you're looking for is not that. You're looking for the how-tos of how to save money when you're renovating. So I would really focus on the renovating piece, not the how to flip houses. Does that make sense? Because when you get into how to flip houses, you're going to get all this financial garbage that you already disagree with. But it's really about from the construction, from the contractor's point of view, people who know how to come in and really save money, do things cost effectively on renovating. What's the right thing to renovate versus not? More of that side of things. I think if you do that, you're going to become a master's degree level student on the type of properties to get. You know what I mean? Do you come in and do you get some stuff out of the HUD? I know I'll just be honest with you, my dad has specialized in buying HUD properties, and they're low cost, and he comes in, he pays cash for them, and he's got it figured out to where he does X amount of renovations. He doesn't do a full facelift. And the reason is because he's not out there trying to compete with the $1 million homes, but he's built a nice little business, in that $100,000 to $200,000 price range. So I think there's a lot of research to do on just the strategy piece of how much do we change on the house to be able to make a really nice profit margin. What are some of the construction techniques and certain materials that are just as effective? You know what I mean? Just learning that piece, almost like you're going to be a contractor, because that's what you're going to be. And so learning how to be a contractor on the renovation side, that's what you need. You don't need any of the money advice because you're going to save up and pay cash anyway.
Right. And my biggest thing is learning the business aspect. Like, how do I figure out to drawing a paycheck for myself? I know a lot of it is, they want you to turn your profit back into another house and another house. Well, eventually you have to pay yourself.
Well, that's right. But so the answer to that question is do you want the larger payday where you actually flip the house, or do you want to buy cash houses, fix them up, and just keep getting that monthly rent? Because the answer to the paycheck is, what type of paycheck do you want? That's the answer. Okay. So how much money are you making right now?
Combined with my husband, we make about $100,000 a year.
All right. How much do you make?
I personally make about 45.
Okay. So we need to replace 45, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not right away. Okay. So let's say we flip, let's say you guys get through baby step 2, baby step 3, and you're walking the baby steps out. We got some work to do. So you got time to learn because you're not even close to ready yet. But let's say, let's fast forward into the future. And let's say that you buy a house in a great little area. Maybe it's a smaller house and it's in a high, there's a lot of people that rent in that area, maybe younger people or whatever. And then you decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to fix this house up and I can clear 20 grand on it? Or do I want to keep it because I paid cash and rent it? And instead of making 20 grand in one fell swoop, I'm actually going to make $500 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, or $700 a month because you paid cash. So let's make that number higher, $1,000 a month because it's cash. So that's $12,000 a year, but that's every year, and that's $1,000. That's one portion of a paycheck. Or do you want to say, well, I just cleared 20 on that, and then I'm going to dump that into the next house? It's a preference issue.
Okay.
It's lump sum versus steady income, drip, drip, drip.
And that's where I'm nervous about the whole landlord. I notice a lot of flippers do the landlord thing. I'm not sure I want to be a landlord.
I think you have to listen to that.
I also went through the last recession, and I kind of feel it coming again, and I kind of feel like a lot of people would need rental houses too.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And again, because you're paying cash, now this is all cash flow for you. So you sacrifice on the front end. So what it boils down to is you would need to have 4 houses that are bringing you in $1,000 a month based on our little example here for you to make 45 plus, right?
Okay.
That's what you need. But at the same time, let's say you go get a house and you fix it up and you can make 40 grand on it. Well, I'd have to think about flipping that, So
right.
There's no wrong answer is my point. Maybe you do some of both. Make sense?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, keep on going. Keep on going. This debt-free journey for you is the key to everything. It's absolutely the key to everything. In fact, Madison, let's make sure that we give her, they're on baby step 2. Let's, Christina, you're still there. She can hear me. I don't have her on the line, but I'm going to give you a free subscription to our Ramsey Plus exclusive community. You're going to get Financial Peace University. You're going to get the Every Dollar app, and you're going to get your Baby Steps app, which allows you to track your progress as you're paying things off. And I know you're close, but I still want you to have this. DaveRamsey.com for the rest if you want to sign up for a free trial of Ramsey Plus. You get all 3 of those unbelievable products in one awesome community. Ramsey Plus is what we call it. Go get it right now. 844-747-2577 is the number. Let's go to Westchester County, New York. Daniel is there. Daniel, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Thanks, Ken, for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
You bet. What's up?
All right, so hopefully you can give me some things to think about. I've been working with a major corporation for 32 years. I'm 60 years old, and we just were offered a early retirement option. And I wasn't ready to retire. I'm not ready to retire, but the offer is significant where I have to at least think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm drawn between, I like what I do. I'm relatively good at it. And I don't know which way to turn.
Yeah. Tell me what it is you do.
I'm in the insurance business. I'm an insurance broker.
You're an insurance broker, and you really enjoy the work?
Yes.
Okay, we know you're good at it. My question was, where's it at on that passion line? What do you love most about being an insurance broker? Describe for me what makes it enjoyable for you.
We sell different types of insurance, but I do like sitting down with families and keeping them protected in different ways. There's property and casualty insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, and just making sure that if anything should happen, to mitigate their risk, and if anything should happen, they can continue on in their life. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, this is a no-brainer for me. This is a very lucrative deal.
Mm-hmm.
The only question I have is if you take it, is there some type of non-compete in that same industry?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I think this is a no-brainer, and I think you think it's a no-brainer. But you're going, Ken, what do I do? I'm 60. I'm not dead. I still want to work. And so the reason I asked you the question about what you like most about what you do is because I wanted to give you the framework by which we make this decision very confidently. And by the way, the decision is to take the early retirement and take that big cash infusion and all the things that are positive. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same type of work in a different space. All right. Now here's where I'm going with that. You got the non-compete in the insurance space, but you love, this is what I wrote down. You tell me if I need to change it. I wrote down what you love about your job is advising and protecting families. Does that sound right?
Yes.
So where else can you advise and protect families and look out and guide? So that advisor guide role for not just protection, but also for flourishing. Where else could you do that in a different industry? Pick a different industry. Give me an example.
I would assume financial planning.
Hello. You're good at planning. You're good at guiding, aren't you?
Yes.
You're good at connecting with people and building trust with them. True or false?
True. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so it would not take you a long time to get qualified to do this. But this would be an area where you can give the same service, do the same work. See, when I walk people through this on the show, Daniel, you've heard me do it. That's why you called me today. I say, what do you do best? That's your talent. What do you love to do most? The work you love to do. And then what are the results that matter to you? So it's for you to sit there and go, all right, if I take this early retirement, which is a massive benefit to me, but I don't want to hang up my shoes, don't want to go sit on the porch and drink sun tea 8 hours a day. How else can I stay in my sweet spot? And it's using what you do best to do the work you love to do most. And what we said was advising and protecting, right? Or advising and guiding, whatever, teaching, Consulting, it's the whole same thing. You pick whatever words you want. And the results that matter to you is either protection or flourishing. That's what you want to deliver to people. You want to look at the end of the day and go, I did good things today because I used what I do well to do the work of advising and guiding to then help a family flourish or to protect a family from financial ruin. That's a good day for you, isn't it, Daniel?
Absolutely.
All right, then. That's what you do. Say yes, cash in, baby, go celebrate, you can't say take a cruise anymore, can you? This is what's happened to our world. I just corrected myself. What's wrong with our world? We can't do anything anymore. Anyway, the point is go celebrate. Go vacate where they won't make you wear a mask and go enjoy yourself and then plot it out while you're sitting on the beach or whatever, or in the mountains by the fire or fishing or whatever it is you love to do, and allow yourself to dream. What's the next decade look like? Where else can I advise? Where else can I protect? Where else can I guide? And that's the answer, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate the help.
Hey, man, I'm really proud of you. Can we celebrate a little bit? You going to celebrate tonight?
I'll celebrate. We'll celebrate, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Come on, man.
I'll celebrate.
Listen, yeah, there we go. I want to hear it. There it is. There's a laugh. Listen, you have worked your butt off 32 years, man. And now you get to paint a new painting. It's a brand new canvas. Hang all those other canvases up along the wall of your mind and heart. You've helped a lot of people, haven't you, Daniel?
Yes, I have.
And now you're going to help. And now you're going to help some more. And you're going to get paid handsomely to do it. Man, I like this. Life is good for Daniel. Can we get an amen out there? I mean, amen. That's life is good. That's beautiful. And folks, this is what it's really about, by the way. So, Daniel, when I talk about stage 6 and 7 of the stages to meaningful work, to working like no one else. Stage 6 is get your dream job, and stage 7 is give yourself away. When you're in the dream job, it's about now expanding the dream and maximizing yourself. Now that you've worked so hard to get to the top of that mountain, it's not just done. It's get better, dream bigger, do more. And so that's why stage 7 is give yourself away. At this point, you're working not for money. You're not working for esteem. You're working for what this entire show is about: impact. Impact. When I show up and I'm in my dream job for the rest of my time on this earth while I'm working, it is all about impact, positive impact. And so Daniel represents this. He's 60, and they're giving him the hey, if you want early retirement, we're going to pay you. And he's going, well, that's kind of great. But he was wrestling. Did you hear his mind? And I love that phone call because his mind is going, man, this is great. This is a big old chunk of change here. Woo, man, I'm 60. This is nice. But then his heart's going, whoa, 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 whoa. You really love what you do, man. We love this. We love advising families for their protection and for their flourishment. We don't want to stop doing that, do we, Brain? We don't want to just do crossword puzzles and vacate and do a bunch of buffets all the time. We don't want to do that. The head's going, I know, it's going to be really great. I'm talking about some great buffets here. I'm talking about some great trips. You had to play golf every morning. The heart's going, yeah, I know, but it's not enough. I still want to be this person who guides families and protects them. So that was what was going on before the phone call. So what we have to show him is, hey, I think this is a wonderful tap on the shoulder to go, hey, you've earned this. It's an opportunity to paint some new canvases. Still helping, still guiding, still advising for the results that matter deeply to him, protection and flourishment. Folks, Daniel's the poster child. That's good. It's a good place to be in. And understand that just because he's going to walk from one place doesn't mean he's leaving his sweet spot. He will stay in his sweet spot if he continues to do what he was created to do, which is use his talent, what he does best, to perform his passion, to do the work that he loves, to fulfill the mission, producing results that matter most. That's the sweet spot, folks. And it can move with you. So embrace that. 844-747-2577. To the chat room we go. Here we go. Baseball Freak 5. Well, that may be our username of the day. But by the way, if you're a baseball freak, I think you need more activity in your life. Just going to put that out there. I have nothing against baseball, but if you're a baseball freak, I don't know. You need some more excitement in your life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I'm going to sit there and watch these guys spit, throw a ball, walk around the mound for a little bit. I can't do it. But anyway. Hey, Ken, how can I get in proximity to a company that is primarily remote? Okay, we get this question a lot. It's a good question, but you're allowing, your brain is kind of playing tricks on you. Okay, if everybody in the company works remotely, that doesn't mean that you still can't connect with the people that work in the company. So you don't do anything different. Okay, they've got a set of procedures and behaviors that still allow them to connect with others when they hire them. So just because they're not all in one building like we are at Ramsey Solutions doesn't mean that you still don't need to connect and that you can't connect. So connect, get the proximity principle. I walk you through how to do it. But they're going to at least connect with you over video. So you still work the relationship connections. Has nothing to do with if they're all in the same building or not. Miguel writes in, oh, here we go. This is one of my hot button questions. Miguel writes in, I feel pressure to go to college from my parents, but I have no passion for college. I have a job in a career that I think I would love. Or rather, I have a job for a career that I think I would love. How should I approach my parents about this? Okay, I love this question. So the first thing, Miguel, before you say one word to your parents, you need to know that your parents are for you. They're not trying to sentence you to 4 years of college where you're miserable. They are just like every other parent who pressures their kid to go to college. They have been marketed to from the 50s and 60s on. For you young folks, that's the 1950s and 60s. I forget sometimes, folks, like you say the 50s and 60s and kids look at you like you got horns coming out of your head. And so there's been a mass marketing message from higher education because of the GI Bill coming out of World War II. And because higher education started to realize, wait a second, states want us to take on research projects and we can get federal money to do these things. And then governors started realizing, hey, if we have a bigger college and the more students we get, it creates revenue for our state. And all of a sudden, you had a couple of forces at work to tell the American public that college, higher education, is the only way to success. That's why posters showed up in classrooms in the 60s and 70s that had a picture of one guy with a cap and gown on and a white collared shirt holding his diploma with great pride and beaming smile. And underneath that person, it said, work smart. And then on the split side of the poster, the other side of the poster was a guy in overalls or coveralls. And look that up if you don't know what that means. It's basically a work jersey, right? A work jumper. Oh, there's the picture right there. My friend Mike Rowe. It's right there on the screen. Look at this. Work smart. Look at that guy in the diploma. He's all smarmy and happy with himself. I'm smarter than that poor Joe right there who's got a sledgehammer or a wrench over his shoulder. And he's dirty. And look at the face with the kid with the diploma. Oh, he couldn't be any more proud of himself. And look at the face on that poor working stiff. That guy's miserable. And this was the message that was sent to the American public. Folks, I thought most of my life that milk does a body good. Turns out it doesn't. But just because, and I love the dairy farmers and I love their marketing lobbyists, they can sell whatever they want to sell. But just because somebody says it's good doesn't mean it's good. Please don't send me any hate mail if you're a dairy farmer. I don't care. I'm simply saying that we have, Miguel, and your parents have been sold a marketing message that college is the best way or the only way. And for some, it is. For many, it is not. Yep, I said it. I'm not anti-higher education, but I've got enough guts and enough intellectual fortitude to kind of go, yeah, they sold us that too. And what else have we been sold? Watch TV tonight while you're watching TV. And watch the pharmaceutical companies tell you 87 things that you're feeling in your body right now require you to buy the drug. I said it last week. I'll say it again. When they're listing out all the symptoms, do you have dry mouth, upset stomach, headaches? Are you drowsy? Every one of us feels that by the hour. And we're like, oh, yeah, gosh, yeah, that's me. Well, you need this pill. And by the way, when it gets to the side effects, notice how fast they talk. It's like, do you have this, 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 and this? And you're going, yeah, I think maybe I do. And when you get to the side effects, it's like this. And I didn't catch that. You're telling me my right ear will fall off, possibly? I don't want to tell you that. They're selling you something, folks. And so, Miguel, your parents have been sold a message, and you got to go in and understand that's where they stand. So then you go in and go, hey, listen, mom and dad, I think I want to go into this career field. Here's why. Tell them the why. Why you love the work and the result of the work. Cast some vision for mom and dad. They just want what's best for you. Show them you got a path forward. And say, I don't think college is it. I don't think I need it. Here's why. Here's all the research. I've already got a job. I'd like to try that. Will you support me on this? I got a plan. You got any questions about my plan, mom and dad? I think that's the way to go about it. And hopefully mom and dad are open-minded enough and they're not worried about status. Oh, there I did. I was just getting ready to move on. Now I got to step on some more toes. Mom and dad, the reason you're not open-minded to this, listen to me, mom and dad. The reason you're not open-minded to your kid maybe not going to college is because you're really worried what other people are going to think about you. Oh, I said it. Now I've done it. You're worried about what everybody else is going to say. Oh, your kid didn't go to college? Everybody else has been marketed that same poster. You've been told that if you raise a kid who goes to work right out of high school, that you are a loser because they're a loser. Sorry, mom and dad. I'm just keeping it real. So you got to have an open mind to this. To say, wait a second, what is my kid created to do? Why do they want to do it? What's the best path forward? And I got to be cool going to the picnic or the pool or whatever. And the kid goes, where's Johnny at? You go, well, Johnny took a gap year because Johnny thinks he's going to go into this. And be proud of it because that's what your kid was created to do and not give two flying flips what they say about you when you walk away. Because they don't have a clue either. They're just trying to play the rat race. Oh, well, our kid went to this college. Yeah. How much debt did he accrue? Can they even get a job when they get out of school? Come on, parents. I'm not going to stop beating this drum because I'm telling you, it's a problem. You are pushing your kids to a school they don't want to go to a degree they don't want and don't need and can't even afford. And somehow you've done a good job and you're proud of that. This is what's happening. Next time you're at the cocktail party and you want to brag on your kid because they went to college, I want you to think about saying this. Hey, this is great. So my kid's at this college. He doesn't want to go. Well, we went there. He didn't want to go. And we can't even afford it. Poor kid's going $20,000 in debt this semester. And I know that 50% of college grads can't even get a job that they're supposedly qualified, but it's really awesome because we're so proud everybody else is doing it. We're doing what everybody else is doing. Now, if you said that, you would feel like a complete idiot. Maybe we are acting like idiots on this issue. Maybe we should wake up. I don't know. What do you think? Kind of stupid when it says like that, when you say it like that. Well, that's the way we think. We act that way because that's the message that's been sold to us. So, all right. So much ranting on that issue, but I'm not going to stop because somebody's got to say it. And I'm okay if I make you uncomfortable because you know I'm having fun with you folks, but I'm having fun with you to try to wake you up. It's a real problem. The economy is changing so fast. Higher education is in danger of going extinct. Trust me, because you know why? They're making parents pay full price to do online classes, or they're getting these kids to come back to school and they're making them stay in their dorm room. They're locking them up. These kids are in prison right now. And you think this next generation is going to keep doing that? They're not. So they're going to rebel. The cost of education is so ridiculous right now, and the student loan crisis is a massive problem. And companies are going, "We'll train you. Google came out recently. I reported it on this show. Google came out and said, hey, we're going to do our own training. It's a 6-month course, multiple courses, and we're going to train you for today's world. High-paying jobs in technology and healthcare. 6-month program. You think other companies aren't going to get involved? You think Jeff Bezos is going to go, boy, I hate the fact that Google beat me to the punch on that one. Oh, well, I'm going to have to leave that alone. No, other companies are going to come alongside of this. And guess who's going to be left holding the bag? Higher institutions. Hey, what about us? What about us over here? We got really nice buildings. Lots of prestige. Kids are going to go, we don't care. We don't care. We just want to work. We want to get paid really good money instead of being in debt to you clowns. That's what's happening right now. I know I'm making some of you uncomfortable, but it's good for you. All right, today's teaching. Just a little thought, a little encouraging thought to lift you now that I've beat up on some of you parents. One thing you should think about every day. One thing that every day you should have at least 2, 3, 5 minutes of focus on this one thing. And here's what it is. Something to look forward to. What are you looking forward to? This could be in any area of your life, your financial life, your relationships, your professional life. But in the game of life, if you want to have an edge to keep going when times are tough, especially, you better have a little bit of your time every day where you go, you know what? I'm going to sit and I'm going to re-engage with this vision I've got, this desired vision for the future. And get your eyes up on that and look and let that wash all over you. You know, this is my desired future. I'm looking forward to this. And it could be as simple as a family vacation. It could be a golf trip. It could be an event that you're speaking at or some professional goal that you're about to reach. But when we're in the midst of it, sometimes we just, and not sometimes, I'm saying every day, this is huge. This comes from positive psychology, so that you go look this up on the internet, okay? The research on this is huge, that when we spend a little bit of time every day looking to something else that we're looking forward to, it does magical things to us. It releases chemicals in our body that'll improve our mood, give us a burst of energy. It'll allow us to double back down. And when you're in the hard stuff, it allows us to get through. I'll give you an example that works for me on this. I enjoy yard work. I've always enjoyed yard work because it allows my ADD brain to kind of slow down, and I can just kind of, and I talk for a living and I think for a living. And so it allows me just to kind of, well, I'm digging, I'm pruning, I'm doing this, I'm designing, whatever. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in the middle of a landscape project at my house and I'm going, Joe, this is hard work. It's hot. I'm thirsty. I'm nasty. I'm itchy. I'm not anywhere close to getting this project done. And you know what keeps me going? I step back from the work and I look at it and I go, it's going to look really good. I'm not looking at the mess I'm in. I'm looking at where I'm going with it. And when I see that future, it keeps me going. I get right back into it. Why? Because of the desired outcome, the thing that I'm looking forward to. If I'm focusing on what I'm looking forward to strategically and habitually, then it keeps me going. I promise you that'll work. So if you don't have that in your routine today, I challenge you before you go to bed tonight to work that into your routine tomorrow, even if it's 2 minutes. Even if it's at the office, step outside. While the rest of your coworkers are smoking, you get away from all that nastiness and you just get under a tree, get quiet, and just think about where you're headed in this desired future, whatever it is, personal, professional, relation, health, whatever. Focus on that, and that'll really keep you going. The brain is amazing, amazing computer if we feed it what it needs. All right, Joe. My time's almost up. But before I let you go, I want you to know that you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.